In today's video, we're going to be doing a full review of the new YSL, which is called MYSLF. And yeah, Rich Mitch sent me a sample and I've been wearing it and seeing kind of what I think. There's the bottle on the inside. And yeah, I'll spray it on card this time. I have been wearing it on my skin, obviously, to write notes and review it. For the sake of this video, I'll spray it on a card. In the top notes, I get the fresh kind of bergamot opening. It's got fresh citrus in the opening, and you get the fresh bergamot, juicy kind of fresh, bright citrus. You get obviously the immediate kind of designer fragrance feel, and my first instinct was that it smells similar, I would say, to many kind of designer fragrances that are kind of already out there. It's quite clean. It's, to me, kind of an out of the shower, fresh, clean fragrance. One of the notes that I wrote on my list was kind of reminds me of the smell of a Lynx or Axe for the Americans, Lynx Axe body wash shower gel. That's the vibe that it gives me. It smells pretty much like shower gel to me. I get, you know, like I say, citrus and this kind of generic out of the shower, fresh, kind of clean smell. As it starts to dry down from this kind of shower gel-like opening, it goes very soapy on my skin, very, very soapy. It literally just smells like soap. There's two materials that we'll talk about. One is the Orange Blossom Accord in this, which is, I presume, what is giving it this feeling of soapiness. And the other note is the Ambrofix, which is a molecule essentially very close to ambroxan, very subtly different. It's a little bit cleaner than ambroxan, but essentially it's the same thing. And it's a woody amber. It's meant to mimic ambergris, or one of the molecules that's found in ambergris. We all know what it smells like from things like Dior Sauvage, that kind of vibe of this commonly used woody amber note. This is just one particular brand of a woody amber. Again, very, very close to ambroxan, essentially the same thing. Like I say, it's just a tiny little bit cleaner. You get the woody amber in the base mixed with this soapy clean accord, which, you know, is listed as Orange Blossom. I'm presuming there's some kind of more modern kind of musks in this as well, that again provide this, what I describe as a soapy accord, which very simply smells of soap. I was wearing this around family and took the sample with me to see family and get their opinions on it, just out of interest, and I let my mother smell this one, and my mother's first reaction was, oh, it smells like talcum powder. Like, she said it's very powdery, it smells like talcum powder. And then after a minute she thought, she changed her mind and she went, oh, actually it's soapy. She gets soap. So her first reaction was powdery, talcum powder, and then soap. And then I showed my sister. My sister smelled it on her own hand. She sprayed her hand and then smelled it. And I actually wrote down word for word her exact reaction, so I will read you the quote. This is the exact quote. "It's not unpleasant, quite masculine. It's like a posh Lynx shower gel." Again, literally the same impression that I had. It smells like Lynx or Axe shower gel body wash. And then she smelled the dry down that was on my hand, which was a several hour dry down. And obviously she just sprayed the top note on her own hand, and that's when she said it smells like shower gel. After smelling the dry down on my hand, her reply was, and I quote, "I can just smell soap." That was it. I can just smell soap. And her expression when she smelled it was like, And that kind of sums it up for me. I don't hate it. I don't think it smells bad. I don't love it. I don't like it. I'm just very indifferent to it. Soapy, clean, out of the shower gel, going into literally just smelling like some kind of soapy, musky, soapy accord with these kind of modern woody amber things that we're used to. It's just a woody amber layered with soap. In terms of performance, I would say 4 hours, you're gonna get a nice, modest projection and sillage where people will kind of notice you. And then it becomes a skin scent, and it goes on as a skin scent for 10-11 hours. I could still smell it on my hand. And so 10 to 11 hours longevity, it lasts all day easily, no problem. What do I think of it? I think generally it's kind of, my sister said it was masculine smelling. I think it's kind of unisex once it dries down and just smells like soap. I would agree that the opening is a little bit more masculine because it smells or reminds you of masculine shower gels, and out of the shower of, you know, a masculine out of the shower smell, then it goes into a more unisex dry down of just smelling like soap. For me, it's a daytime, nighttime, all season, versatile kind of fragrance that's what you might call a dumb reach. It would be safe enough to work, safe enough to a gym, safe enough for a night out, safe enough for pretty much any occasion, but it's just a little bit bland. It's something that you smelled things similar to. It's not particularly new, but it's not unpleasant. If you have something like Dior Sauvage, it will do similar things in terms of what you can use it for. I honestly think you'd have a better reaction with Dior Sauvage. I think it's more mass appealing and more universally likable than this one. The reactions I've experienced with people, with my family around this one, was indifference, like, you know, it's not brilliant. I think for certain people, for certain audiences, it might do very well as a signature scent that they don't really have to think too much about, that lasts a long time, that will cover them for the whole day, where they'll just smell clean, and it'll serve its purpose. There are plenty of fragrances that will give you things a little bit similar or better than this one. It's not an overwhelming release by any stretch of the imagination. This brand isn't doing anything that's original and creative out of artistic expression and love for perfumery. This is a money-making thing. They just make money, and they make money by making what is popular and what sells and what is tested on a group of people and researched for a target audience of, okay, this age group of people like this smell, and then they market that. Millions of dollars goes into this kinds of research and testing. So, like I say, they only make what people actually want to smell. In terms of this, I think this is marketed towards younger people. To me, when I smell it, and I'm reminded of, again, Lynx or Axe, a very cheap, affordable, you know, mass population brand of shower gels and body washes and deodorants, and I'm reminded of that, I'm thinking back to when I'm a teenager in high school, and early 20s. That's kind of when you're at that age where you use those kinds of products, and then you kind of grow out of it when you get older, or not. But, you know, for generally speaking, in terms of my own experience. So when I smell it, I'm reminded of those things. I think to myself, I think this would be suitable for someone in the ages of 16 to 25. Someone that's young, someone that's developing, someone that just wants to smell half decent and, you know, smell pleasant for people around them, and that's it. You know, it's that kind of fragrance. If you're over the age of 25, it will still work, don't get me wrong, but I think the target audience of what they were trying to do is probably early 20s kind of generation. That's my personal take on opinion on that. Again, with things like Dior Sauvage, I've smelled everyone wear Dior Sauvage, from like teenagers up until like people that are in their mid-50s. And so a huge diversity of age ranges can wear anything they like, obviously. And this will fall in that ballpark as well. You'll probably go down the street and see someone that's in their 50s wearing this as well as a teenager. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon with another one. Take care, everyone. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."